Hey everybody, Blugoblin here for this Midtown Comics stash here on my Blugoblin X channel. I want to thank y'all for joining me. A big thanks, as always, to Midtown Comics and to my bro, Chris, the Mount Vernon kid, for sending me these books. I'm just so sorry it took me so long to do this. Lots of indie titles and a lot from Marvel. So let's go ahead and get started. Start with Action Lab. This is the Actionverse Zero issue. It's basically a big team-up issue for all the main heroes of the Action Lab comics universe, and I thought it was done very well. My favorite character is easily Molly Danger. I'm really digging this character. This was fun. This was a very fun, laid-back team-up issue, and I thought it was well done. Well handled. Props to everybody who worked on it. Great book. Going to Overground Comics with Absent Captain #1. This was interesting. An interesting concept. You have a team of heroes, and the reason why the captain is absent, spoiler alert, he's dead. And this is the very first issue, so we don't really know that much about their leader. And I like what Overground Comics says at the end of every book. It's like there are no reboots or retcons. Dead is dead. Once you're dead, you're dead. And we learn a lot about all the supporting characters of the team. We learn about what kind of a captain Captain Zero was. It was a fun issue. It was good. I liked it. Not bad. I could really see myself getting into a story like this. Sticking with Overground Comics. Oh, not to mention these books are written by John Hughes. Going to Graduate #1. I like the premise. I like the idea of this. But I gotta be honest, I hated the artwork in this. The artwork was hideous. It was just hideous. I didn't like any of it at all. And the cover does a better job of showcasing this character than the actual story does. Apparently this girl is invincible. She's impervious to pain. She easily survives a plane crash, yet her clothes are still completely intact. You would think, you're in a plane crash, your clothes are going to get burnt off or something, or torn or whatever. And it's like she gets electrocuted, nothing happens to her. It's like, and she's just kind of mopey about it. She's just like, I'm invincible. You know, but she's like, she's impervious to pain, she's invincible, yet she doesn't want to be a hero or whatever. It sounds good on paper, but I just didn't like the artwork. Going to Dynamite with Cage Hero #2. Basically, this is Power Rangers meets the UFC, and I like how it's done. Lots of cliches in here, but the story overall is still really good. I like the characters. I like that we got introduced to all the individual characters on the team that they're doing here. It was nicely done. It was fun, and I liked it. It's a little campy at some points, but, you know, Kevin Eastman is writing it, so you know it's going to be good. Good stuff, though. I did enjoy it, though. Sticking with Dynamite, we're going to the Spider's Web Doc Savage #1. This was awesome. This was really good. Doc and his crew investigate an old case that they had back in the 30s, to where there was somebody using, you know, vibrating engines that caused vibrations so bad it literally dissolves people into muck and causes earthquakes and, you know, catastrophic damage to anything that it vibrates on. And the ending of the issue was really gruesome. Oof. This was good. This was a fun issue. I liked it. Don't know that much about this character, but I liked where they went with this. I liked the storytelling. The artwork was great. This was fun. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this a lot. Alright. James Bond 007 #2. This one was alright. This was alright. This was good. You know, James Bond being Bond, you know, he's picked up by a lady, and he's in a car ride, and of course, you know, Bond being Bond, you know, shit happens. Him and this girl try to have a little fun, and it ends up turning into a fight. Meanwhile, you know, the fight ensues, and James just shrugs it off and just goes on about his business, and he finds out about this little drug trafficking problem that's going on, and how negative of a impact it's having on the people who are involved in it, and the ending is really, really gross. A good issue. Not too much happens, but that ending just made me just go, ugh. Alright, going on to Marvel, starting with All New Inhumans #1. This was a good issue if you're a Crystal fan. Crystal shines a lot in this issue. It's kind of feels like a two-story split. You got the first story involves Gorgon training new Inhumans and everything. Following not war crimes, but just following crimes throughout the galaxy. And the second issue involves, this ongoing problem with the mutants and the Terrigen Mists and everything like that. I mean, this was just a really fun issue. I really dug it, and this was a good spotlight for Crystal, a character that has needed it for quite some time. Really good issue. I really dug this. Moving on to Doctor Strange #3. Jason Aaron and Chris Bachalo, they just nailed it with this. I mean, you start with Doc Strange fighting naked in the astral plane, swinging an axe at these magical demons and all that shit. And it's like, man, they're hyperactive more than usual and all that stuff. And then he finds out that there's something going around trying to literally kill magic. And then by the end of the issue, you see what that is and what it can do. And it's just, woo, wow. But this was well told, well written, just great stuff. I loved the writing in here. The writing was fantastic. Alright, next up, Guardians of Infinity #1. I feel like I've reviewed this book before. Maybe I'm just having a deja vu feeling, but this was great. This was great. The Guardians come across this vessel that's not really a vessel, but it's more like an interdimensional, like basically a time-lapse doorway. Each part of it is like a vessel towards different points in time. You see the Guardians of the year 3000. You see the original Guardians of the Galaxy from the year 3000, and you see even more future Guardians dealing with the current present-day Guardians. It's just a weird mess. And then the second story involves Thing and Rocket, and it feels like a tribute to pro wrestling, to American pro wrestling, and it was just fun. This was a great issue. Lots of laughs. Dan Abnett does a great job writing the first story, and then you got Jason Latour with the second story. Just phenomenal stuff. Great read. Next up, the Invincible Iron Man #4. Yeah, this is the... I'm a little behind on this too. This is the issue of Mary Jane's arrival into the series, and my bro was right. You don't see her until the very end of the book, and it's like you're just blinking, you miss her. But it's basically Tony performing a charity, performing for sick little kids, basically like a Make-A-Wish thing. And I always respect that. And meanwhile, Doc Doom just shows up, and you're just like, really? Really, Victor, you're going to do this? And finds out why he's there, and they track down Madame Mask in Chicago, where Mary Jane has opened up her new nightclub, Jackpot. And she's like, I'm happy to be away from New York, away from all the destruction and everything. And here comes Victor Von Doom and Iron Man confronting Madame Mask. And her one-word statement summed it all up. Why? Great. Good issue. Good reading. I love it. Alright, going on to Red Wolf #1. This was intriguing. I actually liked this. This was good. You got a sheriff that hardly anybody has any respect for, yet he's trying his best to uphold the law, stay true to what his job duties are and everything. He's, a classic true Boy Scout. Some crazy shit happens in here. He gets some good guidance from his mother and everything, and he's just trying his damnedest to live up to what he's supposed to do. And I like that. But some crazy shit happens, and he ends up, by the end of the issue, he ends up in the modern world, in the present day time, and he's instantly greeted with somebody with a cell phone going, haha, I'm gonna post this online. And it's just a good book, a good introduction to this series. I really dug it. Thought it was a decent read for what it was, and I didn't hardly know anything about this character, so good job. That was good. We're ending this review in this video with the Totally Awesome Hulk #1. My fucking god, this was great. This was funny, this was amusing, this was entertaining, this was good. Amadeus Cho, from what I see here, he could make a really good Hulk. He already has some of the tendencies that makes a Hulk, as in, don't piss him off. Yet at the same time, when he's Hulk, he's not me Hulk, me angry, Hulk smash, you know, he's not like that. He's kind of comes off like smart Hulk, but I would coin the phrase smart ass Hulk. You know, he's a smart ass. And I like that. This was good. And he's, you know, in a partnership with his sister. They squabble, they look out for each other at the same time. That's just great comedic writing. Really good stuff. There's also some tense moments in here, but for the most part, this was a great beginning. I really dug this. This was good. Totally awesome, if you will. Alright. Tried to keep that short and sweet. I really dug those books. For me, though, Graduate was the worst book of the pile. But there's this particular Midtown Comic Stash. Once again, big thanks to Midtown Comics out in New York. And thanks to my bro, Chris, the Mount Vernon kid, for sending them to me. Chris, thank you again. And I can't wait to get started on the next stash that you sent me. So, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for more on this channel. Please subscribe to Blugoblin X. Don't forget to give some love to my main channel, Blugoblin01. Follow me as always here on YouTube or on Facebook or on Twitter or on Tumblr or on Pinterest. Do whatever you want. And show some love to the Mount Vernon kid. He's earned it. He's earned my respect. He should earn yours as well. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I am Groot. See y'all later, folks.